The answer to the first point, it's hard to predict. It's clearly, we are all aware, it's clearly in the interest of the Greek economy to have these capital controls last as little as possible. By the way, the responsibility to lift capital controls as well as to impose them is with the Greek government. So that is something that, in a sense, it's the Greek government has to decide. But we have to be doing this in a way that we don't run the opposite risk, which we were about to run before the imposition of capital controls, namely a bank run, which would leave all the depositors being basically hit. So the capital controls have protected the depositors, which, by the way, to a great extent are now small depositors. So it's the awareness the capital controls are hampering the recovery of the Greek economy is there, and so the idea is to move as fast as we can, but also with a due degree of caution. Now, on the ELA, you see, you're absolutely right. That was the usual. That was the past, in fact. In the past, there was a certain reticence to publish the numbers of ELA because the whole ELA concept was born as to address liquidity shortages of individual banks. So if you have individual banks that are solvent and have collateral. So the idea, the situation that was addressed by the old ELA agreement was one where a bank which was solvent and with adequate collateral, and in spite of this was experiencing a liquidity shortage of some kind, would be protected by this facility. Now, it was quite understandable if you had that situation and the ELA and the amounts and the modalities of ELA were to be made public, this could have, was thought at least, that this could worsen the situation of that bank at that time. Now here we are facing a completely different setup where we are not talking about individual banks, but we are talking about countries' banking systems. So we're talking about a systemic problem, not any longer about an individual bank, an individual institution short of collateral. And so we are in fact revising our communication about ELA. There is absolutely no reason to keep things secret now when we're addressing a massive systemic problem, a macroeconomic problem.